During the 8 years George W. Bush was in office, Republicans ran up a debt of $10 trillion due to unpaid-for wars and tax breaks for the rich. Now, Republicans want to balance the debt on the backs of the poor and middle class. House Republicans voted to cut $39 billion from food assistance to the poor, while voting to increase welfare for the wealthy. Republican congressmen have refused to extend unemployment assistance to over 1 million Americans who lost their jobs. Republicans have passed anti-union laws in states they control, such as Michigan, Indiana, and Wisconsin. Republicans want to cut Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. Republicans claim they're for less government, but when it comes to women, they're passing laws against women's rights in states they control by shutting down family planning clinics, passing anti-abortion laws, and laws which would require women seeking an abortion to submit to invasive ultrasound examinations. Michigan Republicans passed a radical law banning insurance companies from covering abortions to terminate a pregnancy, even including those resulting from incest or rape. U.S. House of Representative Republicans recently voted in favor of defunding family planning clinics nationwide. Republicans want to make abortions completely illegal, even in cases of incest or rape.
We don't want a country where abortion is simply outlawed. We want a country where it isn't even considered.
Republicans have passed voter obstruction laws in states they control, such as Texas, Ohio, Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania. These laws are designed to steal elections by disproportionately impacting voters who may not have proper photo IDs, such as young people, women, and seniors. Republicans' cover story on this issue is to decrease voter fraud. The fact is, voter fraud has been proven to be practically non-existent. Forbes magazine calls voter fraud a massive anti-democratic deception. Pennsylvania Republican House Leader Mike Turzai admitted their voter ID law was passed to help Mitt Romney win.
Voter ID, which is going to allow Governor Romney to win the state of Pennsylvania. Done.
Here's a shocking admission by Republican campaign consultant Scott Tranter.
At the end of the day, a lot of us are campaign officials or campaign professionals, and we want to do everything we can to help our side, and sometimes we think that's voter ID, sometimes we think that's longer lines, whatever it may be.
The Republican-dominated state of Alabama, which requires a photo ID to vote, recently announced that it would stop issuing driver's license in counties where 75% of registered voters are black. The Ohio Republican-dominated legislature has even voted to reduce the number of voting machines to make it even harder on people to vote. Republicans' anti-democratic voter obstruction laws reducing the days and hours people can vote in states such as Florida and Ohio cause people to have to wait in long lines for up to 10 hours. These are the type of tactics you would expect in some third-world dictator banana republic, not the United States of America. Republicans have proven they don't care about democracy and they don't want everyone to vote.
I don't want everybody to vote. Elections are not won by a majority of people. They never have been from the beginning of our country, and they are not now. As a matter of fact, our leverage in the elections, quite candidly, goes up as the voting populace goes down.
Republicans has rigged elections for years to come by gerrymandering districts all over the United States so they cannot be voted out of office. In 2012, Democrat House candidates won over 1 million more votes than Republicans, yet Republicans gained more seats than Democrats thanks to Republicans' aggressive gerrymandering tactics. Unless something is done to put an end to gerrymandering, there will be no real democracy in this country. Republicans wasted over $4 million on Benghazi, the longest investigation in United States history, which Republican Steve McCarthy now admits was politically motivated to discredit Hillary Clinton.
Everybody thought Hillary Clinton was unbeatable, right? But we put together a Benghazi special committee. What are her numbers today? Her numbers are dropping.
60 Americans died under George W. Bush at embassies and consulates around the world. But there were no endless investigations by Republicans into those deaths. The Republican House of Representatives has been one of the least productive in the history of the United States. Republicans has been responsible for gridlock, obstruction, government shutdowns, and dysfunction which has plagued Washington ever since they took over the House in 2010. Republicans' obstructionist solution has been no to affordable health care, no to women's rights, no to voting rights, no to increasing the minimum wage, no assistance to the unemployed or the poor. Nothing will change unless Republicans are voted out of office.